welcome to the 4th episode of LOTv's Let's Talk, the Round Table. Today we're changing it up a little bit and we're looking at the SRC. They are newly elected and they have big hopes for what they could do for us in 2016. So we're going to uncover this a bit and just speak casually about what we expect and what they are willing to put on the table. Meet my guests for the day. We have Liyon. How are you? Are you glad to be here?
Very much, and thanks very much for the invitation.
Are you nervous as the Vice President?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, that's what we like to hear. We like that. Malike, how are you?
I'm alright, thank you.
I'm very good. You go to the gym today? Not yet, but you have to pump iron. Always. And my only other lady is Tepo. We are the female energy. Is there pressure on us today?
A little bit, but
we'll speak up. You don't think they'll dominate us? At all. And if they do, we can put them in down. Okay. And we have the Secretary General for 2016, Gift.
Hello.
How are you feeling today?
I'm not sure. Me and Kadzere and stuff.
Tough?
Yeah, it's
Can't
tough.
be.
But I'm okay.
Okay. Are you bringing gifts for us? Are you going to hit us with knowledge and other things we've never heard before?
Wait and see.
Wait and see. Okay. Look, we'll get straight into it, and I'll start with you, Malike. You're a master's student. Do you even care about SRC at this stage of your career?
Well, to a certain degree, yes, because like there's some certain things that affect certain people that the SRC helps with. For instance, there was in the recent years the Opibus it was almost stopped, and then the SRC were actually the ones that were like actually fought for the students to get the bus back.
Okay.
Which is actually a necessity for most students that actually live far. Like for instance, like if you live in the location.
Yeah.
After 11, you won't see that like when the library closes, you won't find any taxis, and walking home is actually not an option.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was actually a great benefit.
So we can't just assume because there are students who are postgrad that their seniority in the university means that they're not as involved. I mean, there are things that still affect you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, Liyon, what do you have to say about that? How do you balance your approach to an undergrad, to a postgrad, to your fellows? How do you navigate that space?
Yeah, okay, thanks very much. No, I think that it's simple because first of all, first and foremost, we are all students.
Okay, true.
So you first start by considering yourself and then trying to interrogate the things that you come across.
Yeah.
And then after that, then you try to find a possible resolution.
Okay.
For example, like when I was, because for me it's my 4th year being here, it was actually in Grahamstown or in the Eastern Cape.
Okay.
So I found the Rhodes University located in a very small town.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to access to information, for example, access to internet, for those who stay off campus, it's not there. Because so the issue of transportation is like my first priority, even myself.
Okay.
Because I do have friends who stay there and I know there's places like in person. So for what you said, seriously, because it's an issue not of transportation, but that will affect also academic.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have access to maybe a regional center, so you have to come in. And more especially for now, transport is on Monday until Friday. So by weekends, when you've got enough time and then you can't come here because you stay in shows. So I think if we'll try, I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but then I think that we need to have it like every day, as everyone is like having access to internet if you're staying in Rhodes all the time. Like every day. We can try how can we fundraise funds for paper because we do have. Or we can try to recruit our students who have got like driver's license for community engagement. So therefore the staff that is driving might stay home and then we can.
Okay. Cool. Tepo, I'm really naughty. Can I be naughty?
Yeah, sure.
Did you vote?
Yes, I did.
Why did you vote?
To be honest, I voted because there were interesting characters who were running.
Okay.
And I don't know, I'm one of those few people who believe that in order to start a change, there needs to be a revolution. Whether that revolution is good or bad.
You can't throw the R word.
I'm sorry.
And Rhodes. That is like, it's so contentious.
I know, but I don't know. It's one of those things. You know how in the recent elections in South Africa, a lot of people were voting for the EFF, not necessarily because they want the EFF to be in charge of the government, but just to somehow bring an opposing force to the DA and the ANC within the parliament. So I don't know, these elections for me were kind of the same, just trying to shake things up a bit. Yeah.
Okay, we won't ask you who you voted for, but in terms of interesting characters, what would you then expect from those characters?
From those interesting characters? Unfortunately, they did not make it.
Too interesting as characters, or
no? I think they were too scary as characters.
What's scary?
For certain people, I think one of the characters meant. How can I say this? I think for most people it meant. They felt as if some of the characters would, in a sense, enforce blackness.
That is risky.
Yeah, it's very, and I think it's not only very scary for white people. I think even for some black people, they were like, "Ooh, I don't know what I think about this." And I thought, especially with the spirit of like universities in, I thought it would be really interesting just to see what exactly these people could bring to the platform. What could they change up? What could they evoke in us as students?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have to pick up on that. What are you going to evoke in us in 2016?
2016. It's a good year. I'm looking forward to it. I've got a great team of counselors, and I'm trying to think. There's so much going on, and the most emphasis within council is teamwork. It's all about SRC, not about gift and his portfolio and what he's all about to do, but it's about what we can deliver to the students mostly. So 2016, you will see most of that.
Are you not scared of making promises that won't be easy to keep?
So we got the promises during the last week of trimester. What we did, we were by the cave throughout the week, getting the student voices, what do they expect from the SRC, because remember, we campaigned and said, this is what I want to do. I'm talking about accountability, transparency, and all these fancy words. But I'm assuming that this is what the students want. But then what I did with the rest of council, we stayed there, and then people wrote what they expect from the SRC. So using those, and then what we promised, we need to make sure that we deliver. So it's all about that. And I'm sure that, definitely those promises will be fulfilled now, because now we understand what the students need from the SRC.
Okay. And Nikho, besides the R word, revolution, there's the T word, transformation. What does that mean for you next year? What would you like to see? Or what should transformation actually embody? Because we all say it, but do you know what it means?
For me personally, I'm like close acquaintance with some of the guys and the low class workers here, and there's not the lecturers or people in admin and stuff like that, putting in teams and reporting and stuff. And then they have a lot of complaints and all sorts of things that maybe I don't think I'm in position to talk about. It's their personal stuff. But some of them feel that with some of the problems that they have, the SRC and the students, all of us will be important to help them in whatever processes they have or whatever they're going through. So for me, that's something that I'd like to see as part of the national transformation that everybody is pushing through. And that's actually a good way to start. Most of the workers, some of them have kids here at the university. This is my cousin as well. His mother is one of the kitchen staff. So basically, a lot of their finances and stuff, it gets unrestrained as well. Because you have a family to support, other kids at school, kid at university.
Those kinds of things.
Okay.
I don't think many students think about it in that light. They think transformation is about what can be done for us, the students, people in the system. Not what can be done for the staff, the people who make this university come together. So I'll be back to you, because I want you guys to take this from an SRC perspective. But for you, Sepa, what have you got to say about that? Or what is your version of transformation completely different? Or do you have the same sentiments?
No, I have the same sentiments completely. one of the concerns that have been raised up in my dining hall is the issue of food. Because we've realized that because us as students, we pay for this food, the minute dinner's over, the food gets thrown away. Because it's true.
Yes. Really?
It's our food.
I didn't know this. I thought there's a mandate for all some of that stuff to go to the kitchen staff, their families, or to get the greater.
So now that is something that we're trying to push.
Okay.
Yeah, we think that because normally what happens is that the next day you would find that there's so much food that's left over that they're trying to like incorporate it in other meals, and we're thinking, exactly, and we're thinking this is a waste of time. Why aren't they taking it home and feeding their children? Because they cook in this food, they're preparing it for us. So I think that's extremely true. I think transformation does. I think a lot of people, when we think of transformation, it's just changing Rhodes University to Steve Biko, whatever the case may be. But I think true transformation should really start from the people who are, in a sense, the backbone of this university.
I agree with that. Okay, Nikho, your thoughts on that?
Yeah. No, actually, when we talk of a transformation, sometimes I feel scared. Why? Because, transformation is like shin, hence shin. It means it is a process, So, hence it's a process, therefore, it is an umbrella concept. For example, democracy. So you cannot spot one transformation, this, and so this is transformation. No. And then at the very same time, I like the example of Rhodes' name. Yeah, for me, changing the name is a very big thing because it draws, attention, and then because that Rhodes University is not only existing here in South but globally. Hence, we've got international students. So therefore, for me, transformation actually means doing small things in the greatest way. For example, if you are considering transporting food that is going to be thrown away, it is transformation because it will change someone's life in the location. Hence, during my campaign here, I said that when I got here into Grahamstown, it was very nice when I just went straight to Rhodes. But then when I got used to Grahamstown, comparing like live, like walking to and fro, like location in here, you can see it's clear that it is like two nations in one country.
There's a line actually.
Yeah, it's like once you cross that and you see that in that other side, I'm sorry if it will offend anyone, it's like it's dark, it's like they are having big dreams, people are, but then it's like in a dreaming world. In this side, I know everything is like superficial, everything is like possible, but then once you go outside into a real world, you find it okay. So therefore, let me just jump straight to what we call transformation. Transformation means to bridge those chasms that divide us. Because for me, when I started running for SRC, I wasn't willing to participate in politics of liberalism, of cynicism, as in I'm a messiah, I know everything. No, I was like, no, I'm willing to become a bridge because I understand the life that people live. Actually, here in Grahamstown, how much more about South Africa?
It's so true. It's being able to understand and tap back into the other world, or the real world, makes the essential difference.
We cannot talk transformation of changing names because those names mean so many things to different people outside of this. For example, we used to talk of but then we do not know actually what do their families think about these things, So then once we try to talk of transformation, I think we need to consider it seriously in a level that includes the constitution of the South African country, like South African country, because everyone is free. Yes, all voices must be heard equally, but then it will depend on context of time and space. Because all opinions, I think that all opinions are good, but then some might not be.
Okay. Well, let's Gift jump in. Gift, if we're going to bridge gaps and bring the student body closer together, which involves a deep level of understanding. We're not just trying to tolerate each other, we want to understand each other's experiences. How do you think that can be tackled? It's huge, it's racial, it's religious, it's gender-based. There's so many things which are complex and uncomfortable. We all know young people hate being uncomfortable. So give me one thing that you guys as a body are saying, to bring these people together, or at least start the process, we're going to do this.
It's a good thing that we all understand that Rhodes is a diverse university, there's so many people, as you've said. I do think, as an SRC, currently looking at 2016, we are not as diverse as we stand. Now we need people to come in and advise on such issues. So first things first, let's have some sort of a round table, for example, that consists of all, let's say, our Rhodes, let's speak about GAP, let's speak about BSM, let's talk about SASCO, sitting in one table, then advise this also. Let's have dialogues and dialogues, let's have dialogues in all these seminars that are there, like throughout the year, throughout the week, let's speak about these issues so that we can all understand each other. So it starts there for me, and I believe the SRC also, and I think that's something that will be implemented this year. The current president is inviting everyone to speak, and then I think that's where this whole thing starts, whereby we all sit together, then let's speak, let's understand our student voting. Yeah. But of course we have to understand also that those students who are not as active, who do not want to take part at all into such things. I mean, we have around 7,000 students at Rhodes, but then not everyone comes to these meetings. Let's look at the recent student body. How many people were there? Out of that 7,000, there are people who do not come. Then that means we need to sit and look at why do those people do not come to such important meetings. I mean, the VC comes and addresses us and then we don't come. It's a bit problematic. So we need to seriously look into that, and that's the first step.
Okay, now we're going to tread on tricky waters for only a minute, and I'll go back to you, Nikho. What are you not wanting to see next year for the SRC? Because I know for me it's scandal. I'm hoping to just cut down on the scandal, cut down on the murmurs and the things being said on social media, and then they come back and people are fighting within the house itself. So, I mean, do you have anything you're just not wanting to see?
Not wanting to see, not really, but like mostly I believe like everyone should have their own opinion regardless of whether you are part of the SRC or not. So like for instance, like some people might do something as a scandal or whatnot, but like sometimes you might have voted for someone not knowing that they have that certain opinion, but because they're in that position, that doesn't make their opinion any longer than anyone else's. There are extremes, which means that like you might, as an SRC member, have to hold your tongue about certain topics, but I don't think there's anything that, to me personally, that a person that's in the SRC might do that I'll be like, I'd shun for.
We need more people like you on the SRC Facebook page, clearly, because people take offense. Teko?
I think I agree with you, Anima. The whole thing of just scandals. I remember
sometimes they are created, that people are out to make drama,
to find the
it's
mistakes. Find the mistakes. I think maybe first of all, let's just remember that the SRC are humans, and they're students, just like us. They have personal lives, and sometimes the things that they do in their personal lives or say in their personal lives might not sit well with us. And let's remember that they have the capabilities to separate those personal lives to what they're doing in the office. And because I remember speaking to a friend earlier on this year about how the minute the whole scandals and like the issues come about, it looks like the SRC is very unstable. And it causes people to really like question them, and it causes people to not even want to attend the meetings that they put up, because it just seems like it's all fun and games, and we're just there to speak, but nothing really is going to happen because they're going to go back and chaos. So.
Okay, so from our two reps, just quick closing thoughts. The one thing that you're excited about for next year, it can be in terms of your own portfolio or your position or just you as a team. One thing, very quickly.
One thing is that problems have been identified, so therefore it's easy to engage with a resolution, possible resolution.
Okay, you know exactly what you're dealing with.
Very much, because things have been talked about, debated, so trying to find a solution.
Okay, Gift, can you close for us? One thing that you are looking forward to next year and that we can look forward to doing your work as a team.
This is okay. I'm trying to think so deep.
Just one thing, something easy.
Yeah, more communication. More communication between some students and working with the students.
Okay, well, nice, short, sweet. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It was a quick one. These things always go so quickly. Oh gosh. But thank you for joining me, my beautiful guests. Did you enjoy that? Was that okay? Not too hectic? Okay, and you know how it is. You keep on watching episode 5. Even more exciting talk, more exciting students, and people just gathering in conversation, sharing thoughts, sharing ideas. It's the only way we're going to grow and progress. Signing out, Liyon.